Okay, on to the next track in the Sonya Soundscape series by Sonya Carlisle, man. This is Park Hyo Shin, Wildflower. I don't think we've ever heard this before. Actually, the majority of these tracks, or actually all of them, we have never heard before. So that's great. That's something completely new to the channel. But yeah, as you guys know, I have lowered the opacity of the actual video. Apologies, I have to do that because I am starting to run into copyright issues. So that just mitigates it. You will be able to see it a little bit, but just quite faintly. Just bear with me on that one. And for those of you who want to get a bit more information on these custom series product that I'm offering, link is in the pinned comment. Right, let's rock and roll, man. Park Hyo Shin, Wildflower. Let's see what we got. It's beautiful piano.
하얗게 피어난 얼음꽃 하나가 달가운 바람에 얼굴을 내밀어 아무 말 못했던 이름도 몰랐던
Wow.
지나간 날들에 눈물이 흘러.
Very descriptive, great little analogy for life over there as well. So like this beautiful, fragile flower, right? Which, like a rose that actually faces the wind, puts its face towards the wind and bears the brunt of the wind, nameless, wordless, right? And it almost, if you actually think about that as a human being who feels depleted, feels like they're taking on the storm alone, feels that, you know, that human being is beautiful in his own way or her own way and unique in their own way. It's a nice little sort of like analogy and metaphor for life, essentially. We all flowers facing the wind, and slowly as our petals fall until eventually the last petal goes, essentially. But that's what we do. We weather the storm all of the time, and we are just as unique and beautiful as the next. I like that.
눈물이 흘러 차가운 바람에 숨어있다 한 줄기 햇살에 몸 녹이다 그렇게 너는 또 한 번 내게 온다.
You saw that coming. You saw that he was going to have the tie-in with the rose, right? He was going to tie in the rose with the beautiful rose and what she's gone through, and the tears, like the water droplet that comes down the petal and the sun's rays melts it away. That's how you came to me. You know, you came to me fragile, weathered, hurt, thirsty for love, or water, essentially. Love being the water. Very cool. At least that's what I'm thinking this is.
좋았던 기억만 그리운 마음만 네가 떠나간 그 길 위에 이렇게 남아 서 있다 잊혀진 괜찮을 만큼만 눈물 머금고 기다린 떨림 끝에 다시 나.
It's basically like he's saying like the only time I will be okay is when I forget you, right? For as long as you live in my memory, I'll never be able to I'll never be able to be okay. I'll always feel like there's a part of me that's missing, right? I'll only bloom once again, either if you're in my life, or if you can't be in my life, if I completely and utterly forget you. And it almost says, to that extent, you almost think like, he'll never forget her. He's basically saying, I'll never forget her. It's never going to be wiped out of his memory. It's got a beautiful voice though.
사랑은 피고 또 지는 타버리는 붉고 빗물에 젖을까 두 눈을 감는다 어리고 작았던 나의 맘에 눈부시게 빛나는
So I'm getting the notion that he's actually speaking of a first love over here, right? Because that is the most powerful, that's the most deep, is that first love, right? When you really, there's the butterflies in your stomach and everything's just whirling, your whole world is just completely transformed because of this love, right? And I love that he's equating that to a flower in the elements, like, you know, facing the elements essentially, all right? It can be beautiful, the wind can caress you and it can feel like you're floating, and it can feel like everything's beautiful, but then there are also the harsh conditions that come with it. It comes the harsh rains, it comes the drought, it comes the no water, and when that comes, it almost feels like it's completely, you turn from a flower into a weed. You know what I mean? So very poetic what he's doing over here with, you know, using the flower. I think a lot of people have done that before with regards to actually using the flower, which is probably most symbolic of love. To describe love, but this, I kind of get a notion that it's like the first love essentially.
너를 또 한 번 불러본다 좋았던 기억만 그리운 마음만 네가 떠나간 그 이렇게 남아서 있다 잊어진 마음이만 괜찮은 마음이만 눈물 머금고
Look at the crowd. The crowd is like completely transfixed on him. Like they're just sitting there and they're like taking everything in. It's insane. It's good to see that no one's sitting there with their cell phones like this. I hate seeing people like that in concerts. Just take it in. It's right in front of you. Take it in. You know what I mean? And there's not a single cell phone out there. They're all just watching him. I love it. This is where the pain sort of comes in, because like the scent of your scent on my fingers is now starting to fade. It's scattering away, right? And now it's starting to make him feel very uneasy, because it's almost getting to that point in time where he feels like he will soon forget her, right? And that's actually scaring him, even though he's kind of wants to because he can't have her, but he also doesn't want to. So he's conflicted in his own mind, in his own heart.
살아갈 만큼만 미워했던 만큼만 먼 날 너를 데려다 줄게 봄이 오면 그날에
Good job, man. Good job. I will bloom on that day.
beauty
The day I forget you is when I bloom.
love
It's quite sad, actually, man. You can actually feel the vulnerability in his whole disposition, man. Wow, he really took that to heart, eh? Wow, this really means something to him. This song cuts close to the bone for him. You can see. You can't even hear a pin drop in that auditorium. Wow, this is not a performance. This is not just a performance. This is something he needed to get off his chest, man. Wow. Jeez, he's hurt by that, man.
La 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 la
Wow. Jeez, he's bawling. This really meant something to him. Could this just be about someone that he absolutely loved, or could it be about maybe someone even closer, like maybe his mom? I don't know, but jeez, this cut close to the bone, man. Wow. Well done, mate. Wow, 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 wow. And to show that level of vulnerability on stage as well. Respect, dude. Respect. You guys let me know what you think down below, man, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.